Hello and welcome back to Travels Abound. We appreciate you being here. If you have not already done so, please subscribe and like this video. But today's video is going to be on our Demco Recon gooseneck to fifth wheel hitch. I'm going to share 3 things that we like and 3 things that we don't like. So let's get started. Okay, so one of the main reasons that we went with the Demco Recon hitch, it was right around $700. You know, some of the hitches out there are $1,400, $1,000, $1,200. So I figured for $700 we'd give this a try and see how we liked it. So let's get to the likes. Okay, so this is a B&W head off of a 16K Patriot that I had from another truck. The base on this one is set up for rails, which obviously you can see that this truck does not have rails. This will show you the differences between the 2 locking mechanisms on each hitch. You can see on the Patriot, the B&W, it has more of a clamp style lock on the hitch, as opposed to the Demco has this bar and then the locking mechanism. So I really like this, and I'll show you what I mean. This bar goes back here behind these 2 pieces of steel, and then it also encloses more of it goes all the way around, is what I'm trying to say. This has more of a pinch style, and you can see there's actually a gap between the 2 pieces right there. I don't like that. I like this. This seems a lot safer to me. But you can see it locks, and then as you back up and it closes, this bar goes back here. This really thick bar goes back here to support and keep that also secure. So there's one thing that I like about this Demco. The second thing that I like about this hitch, it's lighter than most. I wouldn't say all, but it's lighter than most. This head and this base weigh approximately 47 pounds, and the actual bottom base itself weighs 47 pounds. So you're looking at right under 100 pounds, which makes it pretty easy. This head comes off, this neck unbolts here, and this comes off of the goose ball. So it comes off in 3 pieces, which makes it really, really nice and light. The next thing that I like is the offset from the goose ball to the actual fifth wheel hitch itself. It's approximately 3 to 4 inches back from the goose ball, so you've got that much more clearance if you have a short bed truck. Okay, so I don't know how well this audio is. The birds seem to be having a good day in the background, which I'm fine with. It just kind of messes up the audio. The first dislike is you can see this hitch shifts. And I'm not very violent when I take off. I ease into the takeoffs, and every once in a while someone will slam on the brakes in front of you or cut you off and try to turn. So I have to hit the brakes every once in a while pretty hard. But you can see this hitch actually shifts, I would say about 1/4 of an inch every once in a while. Enough so to where it has rubbed the paint off the bed of my truck. Now, during the install on this, and I'm quoting Demco's installation instructions, it says when coupler pin is installed, tighten the coupler bolt to 30 foot-pounds of torque. I reached out to Demco and told them my issue and how loose the hitch was in the bed of my truck, and they said that you can go all the way up to 70 foot-pounds of torque, and if that did not help, then there was nothing that they could do. So I went to 70, and it still slid around in the bed of the truck pretty bad. So I took it upon myself to just keep adding 10 pounds, and I went all the way up to 110 foot-pounds of torque, and it very rarely slides around, but it still slides now. So I'm not too happy with this hitch. Now for my second dislike. This is the neck that goes up, obviously, that you can see from the base to the head of the hitch. I'll zoom out a little bit, and you can see it slides in there. There is a pin that goes across that bolts it and keeps it from going up or down, and then this bolt goes in and puts pressure against the neck to keep it from rocking around. Then it's got a locking nut on top of that. Somehow, after about 1,000 miles, that whole system becomes loose, and the neck will literally flex back and forth and make the most awful racket. So I constantly have to keep tightening that bolt and that lock nut. And quoting Demco's installation instructions on that piece, it is supposed to be torqued to 85 foot-pounds, which I've bumped it up to 100 foot-pounds, and I've noticed that that lasts a little bit longer before it comes loose. So, okay, so this is the worst complaint that I have about this hitch, and I feel that it's a pretty big complaint. So I don't know if you can see, but the head structure frame is actually bending because it is hitting here on the neck. So I don't know what's going wrong, but both sides are bent pretty heavily. I don't know if you can see. You can see that side. It's just completely bent. And then this side as well is bent. So I don't know what's causing that, but it seems to be a design flaw, because like I said, everything is set up to Demco's specs per their instructions on clearance, and it is still hitting pretty hard and bending this main piece right here. So that's the largest complaint that I have about this hitch. Okay, so what is the takeaway of this video? Would I recommend the Demco Recon gooseneck to fifth wheel hitch? No. In my personal experience, now I know everyone has different experiences, but in my personal experience, if someone were to ask me, I would say no, I would not buy a gooseneck to fifth wheel Demco hitch. I may be the only one having problems, but I did reach out, like I said earlier. I reached out to Demco, and they said basically to tighten this main bolt that goes around the goose ball down there from 30 to 70 pound-feet of torque, or foot-pounds of torque. And that did not solve the problem. So I bumped it up to over 100, and it still shifts every once in a while. And this collar comes loose on occasion. About every 1,000 miles I have to tighten it down. So other than the fact that it has this main bar that also backs up the locking mechanism of the hitch, this is the only good takeaway that I have of this design. So I hope this video was informative. On this channel, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm just going to tell you my personal experiences. I know there are people that are going to comment that say, oh, well, you're doing something wrong. Well, I reached out to the manufacturer, Demco, and did what they stated, and they basically said, if that doesn't fix it, we don't know what to do for you. So my next purchase will be a B&W companion hitch that has the puck system that goes into the factory prep for this F350. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, if you don't mind, please subscribe to our channel. We will have some more travel videos coming out soon, and more how-tos and what I do and don't like about our camper and things that we have. So be sure to subscribe, like this video, and as always, have a great day.